See you, we're out.
Peace out.
Let's go, Mark.
The walkout.
Let's the walkout. Hey,
Here we go, out the door.
YouTube movie strikes. Come back. All your videos are just welding. Nobody wants to see welding. It's like
They all want to see
after
welding.
29 videos of us welding, everybody knows that we know how to weld and now they can weld. So let's see the
So no more videos?
step before and after welding. What do you guys think? You want to see more than just welding in Tim's videos? Like every time a welder strikes up, here comes Tim running. Let's get that on video. Well, how about we do some English wheeling and metal shaping and sandbagging and stretching, shrinking metal and different cool stuff.
Go do that.
Welding sucks.
You heard it here, folks. Welding sucks.
It does. Everybody that welds knows it's just work. We're working on a 56 Ford trying to get this thing ready for SEMA. What we're doing is building a whole custom front core support. The stock core support is just a U shape and it's got a vertical style radiator, real tall and skinny. Well, we're going to do some custom engine bay stuff. So we wanted a shorter, wider, more modern car style radiator. We run the dual fans on. The taller ones, you can usually only run a single fan. We got the big Coyote motor going in here. So back to the core support is, what we did is we went from the U and we spread it out like a modern car. So what this will do is this will bolt all along the front sheet metal of the car, and then the top of the radiator support will bolt here, and then the fenders will bolt all to that. I'll have to build like a little additional body mount off of this section here, and then off of the front frame horns we'll do 2 body mounts, which will all be like every modern car, truck, whatever. They all have 2 front body mounts, which stabilizes the front end just like the cab. Well, the cab's on 4 mounts, and then the front of the car was just on 1 center mount, and it teeter-totters, hard to align up all the sheet metal, get a real tight gap. Everything moves around quite a bit, which is all right in 1956, but in today's standards and the levels that we're bringing these cars up, it just doesn't really work out well for us. So what we've learned is to build a big wide core support like this, and that's what we've done on the last couple of trucks we've built. Further along in the videos, you'll see this thing get installed and the body mounts being made, and then it'll make a little bit more sense to you. It's a pretty simple design that helps out tremendously in the long run. Plus, we can get wider, bigger radiators. We have a lot more options doing it this way. I'll grab the old one. So this big U-shaped thing, it's a big heavy duty thing. This is the old core support. Fender's mounted off of here and just hung. The radiator went inside here, so this was your limit, a tall, skinny radiator. And then those 2 bolts there was your only center mount. So that thing went like that, which they thought was all right because it gave the body some movement from the chassis. But in the center, that's way too much movement for really tight gaps and everything. It'll start to want to chip paint and whatnot. So if I lay this up here, you can see the difference of how much wider we're extending everything out and grabbing a bigger, wider grip on the front end. The whole thing's nice and tight. Kind of a little weird to picture because one's going one way and the other's going the other way, like making a turn. But there we go. So this has the same body mount as the rest of the cab has on it. So now the front of the truck's isolated on rubber, the same as the whole cab. So the cab's got 6 mounts now instead of 5, one in the center. So it'll have 2 on each side all the way out here. And that gives a lot more stability. We can gap everything a lot tighter and it won't flex going down the road and chip paint. We like our gaps pretty tight. This setup here is one of the key things that lets us be able to do that. If you picture a truck pulling up into a driveway or up over a curb and you see the cab and the bed flex like that, well, that's what all these panels do. They move around, especially if you only have one center bolt in the front. That front moves a lot like a bed does, and you don't want that. So we got it tightened up with this idea here. I'll peel the tape back and weld that in, and we'll be moving forward. So what we did on this Ford truck, and what we do on most all the Ford trucks we build, is we moved the wheels forward. We did 4 inches on this truck. So when we ordered the Roadster Shop chassis, we had them put the front suspension 4 inches forward compared to stock. So stock wheelbase will be 110 inches on a short bed. So we're at 114 inch wheelbase on this truck. With that being said, our wheels were way forward in the wheel well on the stock Fender. So what we ended up doing, we cut the wheel lip out and moved it forward, and then we cut it in half and also brought the back forward some more to tighten the opening up around the tire. And now we got to fill in this section. But if you can picture, this section here used to be in the front. All this was pushed back, which made the front nose really heavy looking. So by doing this, we shorten the front of the nose up, make the front lighter. It all looks a little more normal. And then we put the weight back here, and it gives it a fast forward motion, like you're rolling fast and everything's getting left behind you kind of look. take a quick look at that, and then we'll go look at one that was not done yet, and it'll show you a big example of why we're lightening this up and how much of a difference it makes. So you can see on this section here is really skinny, like ours on that we're doing, and the front is really skinny. But now if you look at the front of this, it's huge. So that front section's way too heavy looking for us. So what we did is we moved all of this forward, and then you take this section and put it in the back, and that's what we have going on the one we're building. And it just makes it a lot lighter looking here, and makes it look like the truck's in forward motion.
I mean, it's pretty flat, but it wouldn't need much at all. Just this way and that way. I mean, obviously this way is already so long and it just forms that way. You just need a little bit going like that. I mean, it fits in there pretty good though.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more build videos like this, help us out by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channel. And it's a little thing to do, but don't forget to turn on those notifications. If you want to buy merch, go to store.classiccarstudio.com. See you next time.